Hello, this is Lamar from Mental and Money. Wanted to talk today about credit cards, how to use them or how I use them. Speaking of credit cards, I'm thinking about when I first got introduced to credit cards. I was actually in college and of course working part-time jobs. So I had money in my pocket and then I was asked to open up a credit card. Well, if you were like me, I looked at credit cards as another option, another avenue to spend money, right? Didn't think about paying it back, didn't think about what I was buying. So I actually had money in my pocket on one side, and then on the other side I had the credit card, and I was using both. Spend up all money and I'll burn up the credit card, right? And not have anything left. Can't pay the credit card off. Don't have money for that. So fast forward to today, I use credit cards quite differently than the way I used to. And of course, I have a family as well, so I got to take that into account. But how I use credit cards today is to my benefit, right? The credit cards that I have are rewards credit cards. Now, you can look up various type of rewards. Me specifically, I like cash rewards. People like points, miles, being able to buy other things with their points. But particularly, I like cash rewards. And the way that I use credit cards is strategic in nature, and I wanted to share that with you. Is basically using my credit cards for everyday purchases, groceries, gas, medical bills, things that are part of my bills that are static, right? Things that, or things that could be variable as well, right? I use my credit card so that I can get the cash rewards at the end of the month. And how I don't get into credit card debt is by paying that credit card off at the end of the month, right? So how I do that is by doing all our purchases throughout the month. At the end of the month, when I reconcile all of the bills, I pay that credit card off. What does that do for me? Well, one, it provides credit history, right? That I'm paying a bill periodically off and that there's no delinquent accounts. But secondly, it's providing cash rewards. At the end of the month, my bank will give me a rewards, cash dollars towards what I purchased throughout that month. The other thing that I do is I use all my credit cards, right? So when I talked about credit history, I put all of my credit cards to work. And at the end of the month, that's Netflix, that's all of the credit cards have a certain bill that they pay off. And at the end of the month, I pay those credit cards off. That builds credit history as well. That strengthens your credit when you do that. And I wanted to share that with you because there's a lot of questions going around about how to use credit cards. And if you're in a situation, which I was in plenty of times, and you get into credit card debt, there are 0% credit cards out there that you can transfer your balances to and pay them off within 18 months. There is debt consolidation companies that will work with you that will transfer all of those debts to a one consolidated bill that you will pay per month. And the one thing I want to say, if you are in default or how should I say, if you're in collections for your credit cards, it's going to take 7 years for you to get out of that. So don't think you're going to consolidate that debt and it's going to be off your credit. It's going to take 7 years for that to come off your credit. So I wanted to share that with you, how to use a credit card strategically and effectively. And I also wanted to share some ways that you can consolidate, even if you're in credit card debt, you can get out of it. There are a couple of methods, snowball method and avalanche method. Please look those up on the internet. Search those different methods to figure out which one works best for you. Wanted to leave you with a Bible verse, as I always do. Proverbs 22:7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. Have a good day.